Hello everyone, my name is Kyle, and welcome back to TSW Warriors, where I give you the best information regarding topical steroid withdrawal and cold atmospheric plasma therapy. In today's video, I will help answer all of the questions that you might have on how to plan your trip to Thailand for treatment. Before we get started, please subscribe so that you can become a part of this community of those who are healing from TSW. And if you feel like you get some value from this video, please consider making a donation to my GoFundMe so that I can continue to bring this information out to the world while getting treatment here in Thailand. And if you would like daily updates on how my treatment is going, you can follow me on my Instagram. All of the links are down in the description. Now let's get started. So you have decided to make the journey to Thailand in order to get treatment for your topical steroid withdrawal. I understand that this is an intimidating decision, especially if you are in TSW and you have never been to Thailand before. So in this video, I will help guide you through all of the ins and outs that you will have to consider when you are planning your trip. Don't forget to watch to the end so that you can get all of the vital information and to hear my number one tip for your travels. All right, let's get into it. First and foremost, we have to talk about visas. You will need to do your own research to find out what visa options you have depending on what country passport you hold. As of 2023, American citizens get 45 days upon arrival into Thailand without having a visa. This is known as a visa exempt. But I would highly suggest that you get a tourist visa ahead of time, which gives you 60 days. Now you will be able to extend this period of time, and I will go on into visa extensions and visa runs later on in the video. You can submit your visa application through the Thailand e-visa website, and it usually takes about a week to be processed. I will put the link to this website down below. As you are researching, you might see that there are medical visas available in Thailand, but unfortunately the CAP clinic will not be able to sponsor you for this. So your best bet is to go with a tourist visa. Once you get your visa, you can book your ticket to Bangkok. Now, technically you are supposed to have an onward flight from Thailand when you arrive, so it would help if you got a flex ticket for your return home so that you can change the dates when necessary. The immigration officer might not even hassle you about this, but it is good to be prepared anyway. Depending on where you are flying from, you might have a lot of travel time ahead of you. And I will warn you up front, this might be the most difficult part of your journey, as airplanes are often cleaned with chemical disinfectants that can be extremely irritating for TSW skin and can make the flight quite uncomfortable. Do not worry though, you have made it through TSW up until now, and I'm sure that you will make it through a few more hours on a plane. On the flight, you should wear clothes that cover as much skin as possible, as this will limit direct contact of your skin with these irritants. I would try to wash off the exposed area every few hours with drinking water and hang in there the best that you can. I found that having a fidget toy such as a pop socket on the back of my phone was great for keeping my hands busy so that I would not be scratching the whole time. Then once you have arrived in Bangkok, you are one big step closer to healing. After you have landed, I recommend that you take out some cash from the ATM if you don't already have some Thai baht, because you will definitely need this for the taxis. Now there will be plenty of taxis lined up at the airport to take you to your accommodations. Just make sure that you have your address handy. Before you exit the airport, you might want to consider getting a travel SIM card for your phone so that you will have some service, and there will be plenty of stalls offering this as you walk towards the exit. Just keep in mind that there are cheaper SIM cards available outside of the airport if you go to a wireless provider or even a convenience store. Let's talk about Airbnbs, because you're definitely going to want to find one ahead of time as opposed to staying in a hotel. Just like airplanes, hotels use lots of chemical disinfectants, which can be seriously irritating on TSW skin, and these are not optimal healing environments. If your condition is severe, then you should consider finding an Airbnb that is within a few minutes drive of the clinic for at least the first few months of treatment so that you can be more closely monitored as you heal. You can look around the Impact Exhibition and Convention Center, as this is only about a 5-minute taxi ride from the clinic, and there's also plenty of restaurants, shops, and entertainment here as well. Now ideally you should not be paying more than $400 to $600 per month for a 1-bedroom condo in this area. After some time passes and your skin becomes a bit stronger, then you can consider finding accommodations elsewhere. For now, it would be best to stay away from the Bangkok city center, as the pollution there is much higher and can be very irritating on your skin. If you are planning to be here for a longer period of time, then you can check on Facebook for short-term rentals in Bangkok that are more affordable, but they may require you to sign a lease. As you are searching for an Airbnb, you can message the host ahead of time and ask them to clean everything in the condo with water before your arrival so that you can reduce any possible irritant exposure. You should also ask if there is any construction or renovations going on within the near vicinity, as the dust from these sites can also cause your skin to flare. I want to emphasize that finding the right healing environment is vital to your recovery, and if you begin to flare at your accommodations, then you may need to move around until you find a place that is suitable. These irritants need to be taken seriously, as they can dramatically set back your ability to heal from the treatment. Some things that might be helpful to have at your accommodations would be your own kitchen, as opposed to using a shared kitchen that might be cleaned with chemicals. It would be good if you could find a condo with its own washing machine, so that you wouldn't need to go down to the laundromat where your clothes could possibly be cross-contaminated with laundry detergents. But condos like this are hard to find and are often expensive. So if you have to do your laundry, try taking your clothes to an outdoor laundromat where it's better ventilated. You should also ask your Airbnb host if they have a broom that they can leave at the condo so that you'll be able to sweep up the flakes, because those of us with TSW know that this is an essential part of our everyday routine. And if you're lucky, you might be able to find a condo with a nice garden area or pool that you can sit by so that you won't need to stay inside cooped up all the time while you recover. One big perk about where I stay is that it is very near a large shopping center, which has everything I could need, from groceries to pharmacies to electronics, all within a 5-minute walk. If you can, try to find someplace similar so that you will not have to go out on a journey every time you need something small. If you have any questions about the cost of accommodations or the treatment here in Thailand, then I highly recommend that you go back and watch my last video where I break down all of the expenses involved with making this trip. One thing we need to talk about is caretakers. I understand that many people with TSW need a caretaker to help with everyday tasks. To be honest, although I was able to remain independent for most of my TSW, coming to Thailand by myself was pretty difficult for the first few weeks. So if you're currently needing the help of a caretaker because of TSW, then you should discuss having them come with you for at least the first few weeks while you transition. You will regain more independence as you receive more treatments and heal, but this is going to take time, and it would be best if you had help during this period. Now on to what you will need to pack to bring with you. If you don't know anything about Thailand, then I can tell you that it is hot here, all the time, or warm at the very least, so you will need to pack appropriately. Bring lots of shorts and t-shirts. The material of your clothing is also important. Natural fibers are the most gentle on TSW skin, so when you're packing, try to pack as much cotton clothing as possible. The most important thing though is to wear clothes that have a smooth texture to it, as clothing with rougher textures can be abrasive on the skin. It would be best if you brought your own cotton bed sheets and linens, because we know that TSW can really mess up some sheets. Plus, the sheets and towels provided by your Airbnb might be too rough against your skin, and they were likely cleaned with very strong and irritating detergents. You should also keep in mind that you're probably going to want to stay inside for your first 2 months or so while you recover. So make sure that you bring some form of entertainment or work with you. Books, Netflix, or a Nintendo Switch are all great ways to keep yourself entertained during this period. You won't have to worry about bringing months worth of toiletries and supplies with you, because much of it is going to be available here in Thailand. And Jay, the director of the CAP clinic, will give you suggestions on what products would be best for your skin. So now on to food. I prefer to cook most of my meals, so I will go grocery shopping for the essentials once a week. Of course, all of the basics are easily available and affordable, but some things such as cheese might be a bit more expensive here than you are used to back home. Snacks are easily found from street vendors, at night markets, or at your neighborhood 7-Eleven. Just be careful not to step on the dogs as you walk inside. If you would rather eat out, then there are a wide variety of food options available, from Western-style restaurants to fast food, but local spots are always going to be the cheapest. One big thing to keep in mind if you have a nut allergy is that lots of Thai cuisine has nuts in it. Use Google Translate to communicate your allergy when eating out, but I would be overly cautious and avoid food that you are unfamiliar with. If you are not yet well enough to go out and eat or to buy groceries, then one app that will be extremely handy while you are here is called Grab. With Grab, you can order food to be delivered to your condo, usually at a very affordable price. Plus, with Grab, you can also order grocery delivery, which will make your life much easier. One of the more useful features of the Grab app is that you can also order a taxi, much like Uber. This feature is best used for when you want to travel over long distances to a specific location so that you won't have to worry about explaining directions to a cab driver. Just be aware that this might be a little bit more expensive than a standard taxi, which are very easy to find and are best for taking over short distances. Just as a small side note before we move on to visa runs and visa extensions, if you are concerned about the language barrier here in Thailand, just know that many locals speak at least a little bit of English. And of course, Google Translate is going to be your friend in a lot of situations. With either a tourist visa or a visa exempt, you will have the option to extend your period of stay for an additional 30 days per entry by going to the immigration office and paying 1900 baht. In order to extend your visa, it would be best if you took care of this while staying inside the Bangkok district, as the immigration office there requires less paperwork for visa extensions. All you need is proof that you are staying within the district by showing a receipt from your Airbnb or hotel. If you are not staying in that district, then what you can do is check into a hotel or Airbnb and get your receipt on the same day that you go to immigration. If you stay in the Nonthaburi district, which is just to the north of Bangkok and is where the clinic is located, then you will need more paperwork to be filled out by your Airbnb host, which can be a hassle to get together. Once you reach the end of your visa, you will need to do what is called a visa run. This is a very common process by which you leave Thailand briefly to a neighboring country and then come back to renew your visa. You can do this whole trip in one day, and you can repeat this process up to 6 times per year by flying through the airports or twice per year by crossing at one of the land borders. The most common countries to go to for visa runs are Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Just keep in mind if you go to one of these countries that there is probably going to be a visa application fee of about $40. You should expect to do several visa runs over your treatment period. And I want to urge you to please take this process seriously, because if you overstay your visa, then you will be fined and could potentially be banned from re-entering Thailand. And if you are concerned about how your skin will react on the flight for your visa run, just know that after 2 to 3 months of treatment, your skin should be much stronger than when you first arrived, and a short flight should not be an issue. Now, for the best tip that I can give you for your trip, involves saving money when withdrawing cash at ATMs. There are ATMs all over the place here in Thailand, but most banks from overseas will recharge you ridiculous amounts of money if you try to make a withdrawal from one of them. In my experience, the first couple times I took out 10,000 baht, or about $300, I was charged $45 in fees. Obviously, this is insane and unsustainable. So to avoid these outrageous fees, then I highly recommend that you download the Wise app and set up an account to get a Wise debit card. Wise is a banking app that you can connect to your bank and transfer money into, which you can then convert into Thai baht, usually at an excellent rate. The Wise debit card connects to your app, and you will need to order this so that you receive it before your arrival in Thailand. You can use this card to withdraw cash from ATMs at a fraction of the cost of what your bank might charge you, plus you can use it on everyday spending. For me, my fees went down from $45 for a 10,000 baht withdrawal all the way down to $10. An extra benefit of the Wise app is that you can use it to transfer money to the CAP clinic to pay for your treatment, which saves you even more in ATM fees. Just make sure that before you leave for Thailand that you fill your account with sufficient funds to last you for several months. If you do not already have a Wise account, then you can use my link down below to sign up and get a fee-free transfer of up to $600, which can go a long way here in Thailand. So these are all of the basics that you will need to account for when planning out this trip. I hope that this information will help you make the transition go more smoothly. This will not be an easy journey, as the journey back to health is rarely ever straightforward. But you will be in the care of Jay in the CAP clinic, which in my opinion is the best place on earth to treat topical steroid withdrawal. And you will also have the support of all of the TSW warriors who are currently here being treated. We have a WhatsApp group chat and a private Facebook page where we all stay connected and help guide each other as we get our lives back from TSW. You can do this. Keep staying strong. And I will see you in Thailand very soon. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. And if you feel like you have gotten some value from this video, Please consider donating to my GoFundMe to support my treatment here in Thailand while I continue to post up content like this. And if you want to see what everyday life is like in Thailand, then you can follow me on my Instagram. All the links are down below. I'll see you again very soon.